Hello, 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 everybody. I do believe we're live. Let me see. Go over to YouTube. Make sure. Yeah, that says we're live. Check video resolution, which is not optimal. I don't know what to do with that. And I don't know what's happening till people come in and tell me what's happening. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Hopefully, some people come in. Oh, yeah, we need to. I guess we were on these guys. Panel 5, I guess we were just about to start to shade the two guards. We had done the building, shaded and lighted it. Okay. So the vest isn't really going to get any darker. Let's work with this shirt. So let's see. Oh, you know what we should do? Go to live streaming. Make sure it's going on YouTube. Um, my channel. Okay, let's. You know what? Live streaming. Okay, it says okay. Edit. Show number likes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you know what? Since we got, keep. I'm gonna go between Joker face and Frankenstein face here. Oh, did I mess that up for Joker face? Yes, I did. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Hey, Master, what's up? You getting some pages colored? Yes, I am. I'm recording some stuff off stream, and then I'm hoping to get back on to doing this daily. Although I'm not going to say for sure I am. And this is page 14 or 13. Probably 13 because I got the cover on this, so of issue 2. That would be awesome. I'd love to catch more live streams. Yeah, I've stopped for almost a month now live streaming. I'd like to get back to it. I was just feeling a lot out of it. right now I'm coloring in these two security guards. One I've nicknamed Joker Face, the other I've nicknamed Frankenstein Face, because that's sort of to me what they look like. And then I color them like that too, to even go along with it. Oh, did I just do all the shading for Frankenface on? I'm gonna take all that shading off that I just did because it's on the wrong layer. But how are you today, Massive? Everything's going well. Didn't have to work today. What about you? It's going pretty good. Got a little bit of Snowdrift done, recorded off stream. I'm probably gonna do some more later off stream for her. And I'm recording it, so after I get a page done or page and a half done, I'll bunch it down to about 5 to 10 minutes. Say a little something, and then probably put some music to it. So it'll be a quick vid. I gotta start doing this. I gotta, it's coming down to the crunch. I'm gonna be actually my campaign for Kickstarter is gonna be ending soon, um, in about 10 days or less. No, 9 it says so. And then after that, I think for the 1st of September, I'm gonna launch on Kickstarter. I still need to support the campaign. The original. I don't have the original issue. Is it still available? Yes, it is. There's two covers available. There was two quote unquote original covers. There was my cover, creator cover, if you will, and then John Dillard had a cover for it on that campaign. I printed up less of John's, so they're about $5 more on the campaign, but you can get my original cover for $5, and John's is 10, just because there's less of them. You know, I only printed up 80 in total of John's, and I printed up like 150 of mine. And I'm actually in the middle of revamping some of the artwork or remastering some of the artwork in number one and recoloring it. So that's hopefully going to be available on the Kickstarter or might probably end up available on the in demand stuff. Oh, skin's going to be different. Pants. Nice. Did you get the buckler? I haven't got mine yet. Hopefully soon. It's something that I'm really waiting for. Um, but yeah, that's yeah. Like I said, that's something I'm really wanting to get. What can't wait to get. I did it again. Hey, Bossy, are you going to get a cover for the Canadian Shield from your buddy Dillard? Not at this time. I'm trying just to do the variant covers for the first issues. Uh, though that's one thing lots of people complained about, right? Having all these variant issues or whatever. Well, in the comic book stores, having to do so much to get them for people making so many of them rare or whatever. Um, and I just want to do it on what I variant covers on what I might consider special issues. Obviously, first issues are special issues, and I only want to keep it to one, maybe two. I almost did two variant covers for Snowdrift. Oh wow, 10,000 kilobytes. This thing is doing good. Wow, I just noticed what my kilobytes per second were for this computer. It's crazy. What do you? There, from you guys. You guys are the people purchasing. What are your thoughts on variant covers? Do you guys like lots of variant covers? Do you not like lots of variant covers? When it's pre-orders like crowdfunding, variants covers are okay. Max 3, it's only an extra expense for the print run. With stores, it becomes complex when they have quotas and don't know what'll sell. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. The only problem with even for me and as long as there's no confusion in crowdfunding campaigns to which cover is original. and the creator isn't doing a bunch of gimmicky stuff. I always prefer original covers though. Uh, the 25 cover types and must buy 20 covers to get A and get one cover B style deals are explorative for the comic book stores. Yeah, that I would definitely agree. Vassad. You know, yeah, you're right with crowdfunding. People order the cover that they want. Um, the only problem with that, or especially putting too many out there, is the fact that, in my opinion, yeah, like you said, it's another print run. Unless that print run is half decent, it can cost the creator a bit of money. Well, depends on what their printer's like. Hey, Rebellious, how are you? Like right now, my second cover, my additional cover, the crowdfunded, which is an add-on, uh, which is the fan art cover by what's his Eric Cayuga. It's got a few buys, but it hasn't got a lot of buys. We'll say. Yeah, if all I want to get if I want to get all three physical issues, Canadian Shield 1, 2, and Snowdrift. Okay, you would probably select if you want them unsigned, you just do Canadian Shield 2 and Snowdrift number 1. Um yeah, I should be able to let me bring up hopefully I can bring up my campaign easy here. Give me a sec. Chrome. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so if you want them unsigned, I'm getting them both, 25 bucks, and then um number 1 is an add-on, or if you want them signed, 35, and then number 1 is an add-on as well. Does that help massive? Yeah, I figured me talking about it and showing would be the best to bring it up. And then, there's the Lorenzo, which is two of each issue, and then you can do an add-on. Of course, there's the John Dillard traditional art from Snowdrift #1. Um, and you'd have to add on the Canadian Shield 2 and Canadian Shield 1. Um, and of course, there's the biggie, the Canadian Shield action figure. Um, which, here, give me a sec. I don't think I've showed it off on screen yet. Okay, I'll be right there. Put my shirt on before I show my oh so lovely face on screen. Hopefully I've got this on right. Which I don't think I do. Uh, cheap international. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's. Okay, we'll take calm down for a sec. And of course, we have the action figure, which is expensive, I'll say. Original art is too small. Yeah, I keep forgetting to. You know what? You're saying it's too small. Let me deal with that right now. Campaign editor, content, page of. Okay. Sort by type. Okay. So, sorry, I'm not. Okay. Save. View campaign. Oh, thank you for my latest backer. Hey, Chad. Oh, just placed an order on Indiegogo. Can't wait for the comment. But yeah, Canadian Shield action figure. He does have exchangeable hands that go into fists. Oh, awesome. And we got one other thing for people in the campaign, too. We have keychain. You have your choice of three different ones: Snowdrift, Canadian Shield, or Cross Comics. All made by Mallet CNC Works. Let's see. Is the cape textile? I'm not sure what you meant. It's supposed to be cloth, but it is painted over. So, it is a little moldable. And as for, I'm going to take me off for a sec. Oh, did I? What happened? Okay, Control Delete. Okay, and we now should have updated the page. If you go down a bit, you can now see that last page of Snowdrift that is up for Dillard's. There might end up being some minor changes. There's a couple minor things off on it. Well, I won't be changing the traditional artwork, so that's exactly what it will look like. I just more mean in the finished form. Hey, Ulrich. Yes, and I'm alive too. Thanks for your purchase as well, Ulrich. I saw that you did purchase. Well, Ulrich, I'm not sure whether you've seen my little friend here. He wants to say hi. I think I got to do a little bit of touch up on the painting. It's buffering. That's got to be on YouTube's end because I this says like 10,000 kilobytes per second for my end. And yeah, so I was showing off the keychains too. Okay, so I guess we should get back to some coloring. That's what it's supposed to be here for, right? Doing some. So how are you? How is everybody, anyways? How are you, Chad? How is Fastness? How's Ulrich? I'm doing good. We as what's his name said, we're up to. We've opened up two stretch goals. For those that don't know, we have Canadian Shield sticker unlocked, and we have the Snowdrift stickers unlocked. At 2,000, we'll open up a Canadian Shield button. 2,500, we'll open up a Snowdrift button. And we are now at 1,616 Canadian. Oh, so, okay, just make sure I'm not showing things. I heard you lost internet for a while, about a month ago. Oh yeah, we lost internet. Well, some of Canada, yeah, lost it for about a day. Elric, my home internet wasn't affected because it was Bell. But a lot of places uses Rogers internet, and they were affected. So I just want to see what Mr. Panda got. Oh, we got two people buying today. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you both. Okay, so let's see. So here, I'll let people take a look at the full page. Oh yes, we finally did get page 18. But why? But why haven't you been streaming on YouTube? I was I was in a funk. Let's just put it that way. I guess that's the best way of saying it. I've been in a funk the last month and a half. No, I'm not even on. I haven't been posting anything on Rumble, and heck, for over a month, I haven't been doing my verse of the day. I gotta probably get back to that soon too. I'm gonna try and get back to streaming on a regular basis. It's just, I guess it was getting to me, here doing it, not many people showing up or whatever. Oh no, no, I didn't lose the internet for a month. Oh, oh, you didn't hear? Oh, we just most people lost it for a day. I think Elric the internet. Um, so let's see. Let's go down. Let people see the. Here's the next page. Uh, but hey, your campaign is doing good. Yeah, I'd like it to do a little bit better. You know, um, I'd like to get over the 2,000 mark in the next couple days. I'd like it to beat out the original. Although on the 1st of September, this will be going into man, and then on the 1st of September, I'm going to be starting up a Kickstarter. And then here's the next page. I got to do something with his ears. His ears aren't quite right there. Uh, and as you saw, I bought my own cover. Like I said, I would. Ah, cool. That's good. Well, you'll be getting a few more than one of your cover, Elric. There's page 16. And a little something I have to do here is put the shield symbol in there because he missed it on the chest there. I think these hips should be widened a little bit. The ears have to be played with. And this is the latest page I got. Hey Mike, how are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're not doing this through Discord. I'm not doing it through Discord, but I can. If you want to come on, I can open up. I can get my Discord. My Discord is open. I can just get in there. If anybody wants to come in. Uh, anyways, I'm literally out and about. I'm glad you're doing good. I will try and catch you when you're streaming again. Love the heavy shadows on this page. Cool action. Who does your line art? On this. Uh, um, yeah, come on in, Mike. I'm in the on-air room now. Thanks, Ulrich. The guy doing this is Evan A. Not Evan. Sorry, Ephraim Crespo. Yeah. As Hey, Mike. Okay, here. Let me. Okay. Can ever. Desktop audio. Okay. Talk, and we can see whether people can hear you. Okay, I can hear you, and now can the people in the audience hear you? Audience, can you hear Mike? Hey, Sketchbook. Can everybody? I'm just waiting for a response from them to say yes or no or we. Can you hear somebody other than me talking? I can't hear anything yet. Pretty good. This is saying for doing this, I'm doing straight through OBS, 10,000 kilobytes per second. Uh, okay, talk for a sec. Okay, okay. For some reason, they cannot. Device. Okay, talk again. No, no, that's not going up. Why is that not going up?
I'm going back and forth between Discord and YouTube. I'm not seeing anybody typing anything out as to whether or not.
Yeah, Massive said I can't hear anything yet. So now I think they might because the desk. Okay, he can hear
Okay,
you.
Master just said I can hear him now. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. All right. So now we got. I saw you were on, so I figured I'd try to pop in and say hi for a few minutes, and before I go and get my, start, doing some of the stuff to get my show ready, setting up
Yeah,
like the history stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, I know you hadn't been dropping by my channel much of late either. You did
yeah,
Friday, but
yeah. I try when I can. I was well. There's a couple times I was in for a few minutes without saying anything in the chat.
yeah, I saw you came
I
in on Friday when and RJ and I were there. So
yeah,
yeah, so and I get how it is. Sometimes you just get so tired and drained that it's
yeah,
sometimes hard to like stick it out. So I get that.
yeah. Is
But
that better now for the volume? I put the desktop audio down a little bit, Basson.
very okay. It's a massive. Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good, usually learn a little bit, and sometimes it's, whether the articles are interesting me or not, and I get not every article is going to interest me. Some will, some won't.
Remember, I cover niche as a
Yeah,
whole.
yeah,
I do cover comics, but I also cover anime,
yeah,
classic cartoons,
yeah,
manga, pro wrestling. Some things you might be more interested in than others. I get that, and I know that would be the general case for everybody. I just, what I'd like, obviously what
yeah,
I'd like to do is like to have a regular set of people come in and
yeah,
if as I said,
yeah,
if something catches your attention, comment on it, and we can get conversations going too on what we're talking about.
yeah.
Um, so that's my big point there. Uh, so how'd your weekend go?
Pretty good. Uh, I went to a Christian singles thing on Saturday, which took most of my day. And then church on Sunday and relaxed the rest of the day after church.
I've been going to church on Sundays a bit lately too. So um, yeah. So anyways, ah. Yeah, so all right, Rick. Well, as I said, I was just popping in for a second because I'm gonna probably go start setting stuff up for my screen later. I hope to see you there tonight.
I will definitely try and make it. What was I gonna say? Um,
And
any
also, don't forget
I
RJ streaming at streaming as well. I think it'll be 8 o'clock your time. about 8 o'clock for Critical Blast, and then 9 o'clock for me. So, all right. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later then, Rick.
Okay, later.
Bye.
Well, this isn't probably the stuff that you'd see online. This is a group through my church. Most of the women I would not be interested in a romantic sense. But it is a good thing just to go out and be out of the house, do something fun, and engage with other people. And that's all. It's all right. Yeah, when I originally went to the Christian single events, yeah, that's what I was look. I thought, ooh, maybe there'll be somebody there that I could be interested in. But unfortunately, not. Rick, why are they older or way younger than you? Unfortunately, not way younger. Not even close to way younger. Most of them are probably, I don't know. Probably most of them are, well, maybe not. I was going to say most of them are way older. They're probably around my age or whatever, but not the physical features I'm attracted to, shall we say? To say it nicely. Uh, when I went to the one in a mega church, I went to, they was always younger. Most had just graduated. I told my friend that that was his scene. None of them like comic books. That is. Um, Definitely most of the girls there are not into comics or women. Wait, what are they? Heavy set. Yeah. Well, some are thinner and older, and but not interested in that. And some are probably around most of the ones around my age are probably a little bit more heavy set. Although the one girl that I've been interested in at the church that I was going to before, because it's at the church that I was going to before the pandemic, is helping out a lot there, so I'm getting to work beside her a lot more. Do stuff. I just gotta, shall we say, work up the gumption to actually ask her out again. So they're like, yeah, probably a little bit, Joshua. Yeah. Oh wait, she's waiting. Come on, man. Don't sit on it and throw her a line. Well, I've done stuff to show I'm interested in the past, and it hasn't. She hasn't bitten. And unfortunately, I'm just. My big problem, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of that big no. Wait, she's waiting. I'm not sure whether she's waiting or, but ah, crap! I did it again, didn't I, with the skin? Same here, man. I've been with the same girl for 7.5 years, but I got rejected left and right back in the day. Oh, that's great for those with social anxiety. Rejection is a relief. I wouldn't say I have social anxiety. Yeah, pretty much. If I haven't got rejected, I've got just gotten strung along. I know this a long time ago, back when I was like in high school. I asked out one girl. She said yes, and then I tried to call her to set up a time. She had every excuse in the book not to go out. But hopefully soon I will get over this shyness, for lack of a better way of calling it. That's discrimination, Rick. What's discrimination? Only wanting a certain type of girl? No, that's called preference. Because if that's true, all these girls have been discriminating against me that said no. Same. That reminds me of one chick in college. I had zero confidence back then. I let her stand me up on the regular, and admittedly, I didn't do much anything about it. Yeah, that one girl back in high school, she didn't go to the same school as me, but we went to the same church, and after 4 or 5 times, or whatever, or less, I don't know. Okay, Forget it. You said yes, but you with one part of your mouth. But when we try and set something up, you're got every excuse in the book that tells me you really meant no. So I'm not going to waste my time, my energy, my effort. I got better things to do than, well, maybe not better things, but you can do it, Rick. I believe in you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Wasn't high school over 30 years ago? Yeah, or about 30 years ago. I'm just talking about one girl. There's been lots of girls that I've asked since then. Well, maybe not lots, a few, whatever. And they just said no. Gave me some pathetic reason. Yo, what's up, official Cult of Raven YouTube channel? Hail Raven, says Joshua. Oh, I thought these were in there, but I guess they weren't. I do like the fact that this is running at 10,000 kilobytes per second. I could probably change some of my stuff. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you? And anybody that wants to come on, feel free. It's open through the Discord. Okay, let's. So, yeah, also remember, people, we got 9 days left. We are at 16, 16. Uh, we will be going in demand, though. And on September 1st, we will be doing a Kickstarter as well. And you can get in as low as $2 American. Is the Kickstarter for the same campaign or something else? Basically the same thing. Massive. And just I want to try. I've tried before on Kickstarter to do this. I'd like to start expanding, getting a bigger base. Um, like the one, obviously the firefighter perk won't be over there because but that got sold out on here. Um, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna have the Canadian Shield #1 over there because I've only got so many. Although I might put the revamp of Canadian Shield #1 over there to get. Um, Sketchbook is supposed to be doing a cover for that. I haven't. I would Sketch. If you're here, how is that cover coming, anyways? I think Sketch said he was taken off. How is all the remastered Canadian Shield 1 cover coming? I've been told to do a crowdfunder for my comic, but some creators. I haven't decided between Indiegogo and Kickstarter. I've heard both sides have been involved in some shenanigans. I say just do both. Maybe not quite at the same time, maybe one after the other. That way you're not running two campaigns at the same time, although it's the same campaign. Um, Again, I have no real fixed date. But I was thinking of putting up the remastered version of the Canadian Shield as an add-on for my Kickstarter. Is that Joker on the screen? Um, Technically, no. Looks like Joker Biden. Yeah, I know. Without the even without the coloring, it looked like. When are you planning to start the Kickstarter? The 1st of September. Yeah, I create. Yeah, I'm slowly making the campaign behind the scenes, which is really a lot of copy and paste from thing. Uh, I might if Dillert's work hasn't sold by the end of this campaign, I might take it down off Indiegogo and put it up over on the Kickstarter. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm not completely off of myself, Massive, but I know a little. I know enough, but yeah, I would definitely, Massive, suggest trying both. You know, and like I said, put them out at slightly different times. Gotta get to work, everyone. Okay, later, Sketch. Thanks for stopping by. I would definitely suggest trying your hand at both because you might find it's hard to tell where you're going to find your audience on which one, you know? Yeah, true. I've seen creators doing both platforms. The like I said, the only thing I suggest is either do Kickstarter then indie or indie then Kickstarter, you know, and maybe leave a couple days in between. Um, and if you even if you do indie first still and you make your goal, I'd still say leave that on in demand as a store so people can still go there and get it, you know. But then you focus a little bit more on Kickstarter when you're doing your Kickstarter. That's my 2 cents. Like I said, I did both last time. I did make my mark with just the Canadian Shield. Yeah, a lot of comic skaters only back Indiegogo campaigns, whereas to my understanding, Kit Farmer is a platform with a bigger customer base. Yeah. But there are people that'll only back on Indiegogo, and there are people that'll only back on Kickstarter too. So, you know, me, I'll back on both. The only thing I don't like about Kickstarter is the fact that you have to wait for it to come off your credit card. Yeah, yeah, that's my understanding as well. I've always backed both, and I agree with Rick. I wish Kickstarter would do payment up front instead of waiting, because that's the thing with me with my money. I want it to be taken off right away instead of. I know a couple times, or once that I can think of, that I forgot that it was coming off, and was just off the money mark for it, and I had to reach out to the person running the campaign and said, "Hey, if I PayPal you this money, can I still get this one?" And it was like, I think they begrudgingly said yes. And I think it was when, well, at first I didn't realize Kickstarter was like that. I thought they took the money out right away. I might have missed out on something because of that when I realized it's like, oh crap, I hate that.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, how are you,
Hope I,
Lorenzo?
hope I didn't startle you. I hope
Just
I'm not too loud.
no, not
It's like
no, not too much.
I'm on a Chromebook, so I can't really. I don't know how to control my mic on here. So I've heard myself.
Yeah,
Even when people have been complaining, I've listened to myself, and it's like, darn, I was loud.
yeah. Well, the great thing is
But,
I can I can at least turn you down if you're too loud for the audience here on my OBS.
oh, I'm glad to hear that, because as I said, I don't think I have any control on my end.
Yeah,
If I do, I haven't found it. I
yeah,
haven't found the gain or whatever. But yeah, I've had the same issue with Kickstarter, where it's like I'll have money at a certain time, and I'll think, oh, I'm thinking it's the same, works the same way as Indiegogo, and then I forget, oh, at the end of the month, you're going, or the end of the campaign, I mean, is when they bill you, which is good if a campaign doesn't fund. That means that the person doesn't just automatically get your money, even if the campaign doesn't fund, and then they
yeah,
don't have to refund you. But for me, the big issue is like remembering to fill out those darn surveys.
yeah. Uh,
It's hard enough having the money at the right time, but then it's for filling out the surveys. I've literally gone like maybe 5 months, and then realize, oh damn, I there's a survey I didn't fill out
well, it's
because
not.
I
It's
don't
not so
find it.
much. It's not so much a survey. It's do we have your information correct?
Yeah, I think they call it a
They call
survey, or at least that's what
they,
backer. Yeah, it's not really a survey.
yeah,
It's not like asking like what type of what brand of peanuts you buy or TV show you enjoy or whatever. It's just asking about just your backer info.
yeah. Do we have it
Credit
correct?
card. Yeah, and the funny thing is sometimes it's just like sometimes you can actually adjust things at the end and add things. And sometimes it's just asking if it's the correct information.
Yeah,
That's real nice. I guess it'd be nice if somebody like moves every other week or something, and like, oh, here's my new address. But for me, it's kind of a pain in the hind end to do that with Kickstarter. And so
yeah,
that's one thing that I see as both an advantage to some people, but a disadvantage to others.
yeah. Massive says, "Oh yeah, I forgot about those stupid surveys where they have been times I haven't checked my email in a while. When I open it, I find like 10 last minute Kickstarter surveys." Yeah. Well, I remember normally if it's a survey like that in my email, I normally I just delete it, because I ain't filling no darn survey. I don't got the time, you know.
Well, that's another issue is if you just check your email and like my email's just full of spam from all the well, it might not technically be spam because I might sign up and think, oh, that's a good idea. I get some sort of I'm on some mailing list, but then when I get at like a thousand of those or whatever,
Yeah.
or like every single time I use Twitter, I get some message say, I've got that turned off now. But if a lot of things are turned on, maybe by default, and for
Yeah.
the longest time, I wasn't even noticing my Indiegogo or Kickstarter updates because my email is full of spam.
Yeah.
So I might not see like if I get like something for Backer Kit.
Yeah.
And it used to be you had to. I used to be. I think at first Kickstarter you might have had to use a different service like BackerKit. Now I think somebody can run a campaign and just keep the personal info in Kickstarter itself.
Yeah.
It used to be that a lot of Kickstarter campaigns would use this BackerKit thing, and that software doesn't work on every on all of my devices.
Yeah.
I think it works on my Chromebook, but it didn't work on my Amazon Kindle tablet.
Ah. Yeah. I know that.
So there's issues like that. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of different issues.
Yeah.
But I've heard of issues with Indiegogo as well. So
Yeah, they both got their flaws. Well, the other thing that I'm noticing in making this campaign on Kickstarter is that they don't allow you to uh, put options in a tier.
options.
Like where I have on Indiegogo, your digital choice, right? That you can choose between one comic book, either the Canadian Shield or Snowdrift.
Oh, that's interesting. And they don't let you do that.
Yeah, they don't let you do something like that. Normally, it's like small, medium, large for a shirt or something like that.
Okay, I understand. So you have to create like a second tier, or like
Yeah.
another
So
tier for that.
on
Okay.
Kickstarter, no, I had to create individual tier for the digital Canadian Shield, two, and a digital Snowdrift. So that means an extra tier over there. You know,
Yeah.
and then
For,
when you're doing a few of those choices, suddenly becomes a few more
well,
extra can become a few more extra tiers.
yeah, I noticed there's a certain campaign. I won't say what it was. It didn't fund. It had like something like 18 tiers. And it's like, maybe I wonder if that was part of the deal. Maybe it caused a little bit of confusion. Whereas I think it's better if you can, like what you said, have options or when there's add-ons. Because if
Yeah,
the main page is too cluttered,
yeah,
it can. I as I just tend to get overwhelmed as a customer, and I don't. And I think I've heard that from other people too. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, when there's like but it's like when there's 20 tiers, that's kind of like
Yeah.
confusing. If you have to make create one extra tier or whatever, I don't think that's going to stop somebody from
Yeah.
backing the campaign.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with me, I think it's meaning I'm having to create three extra tiers
Yeah.
because one for digital, one for signed, and one for unsigned.
Oh, I see.
Because I got to do Canadian Shield and Snowdrift for each individual tier for each book. You know.
That signed versus unsigned is always confusing for me as a customer, which one to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
Not
just
criticism aimed at, like at you or anything. It's just
yeah.
something in general that's like, I don't know.
Well, that just comes down to more your preference, whether you want it signed or unsigned.
Yeah, some people prefer to get theirs signed at a convention in front of witnesses, and
Yeah,
that's the way to go if you want to get it graded. I don't know, I have never had a comic book graded, so I don't know.
yeah, and that's all right. Hey Jeff, how are you? Jeff Potts is in.
Oh, hey, Jeff. I think I think it's good to have options, but I really like that people can have add-ons, and
Yeah,
I believe you can do that on both Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Am I right?
yeah, you now can. They've added
Yeah, I don't
that.
remember that always being the case with Indiegogo.
It's always, as far as I know, it's always been the case with Indiegogo. Kickstarter is one
Oh,
that recently done it, or
oh,
uh,
okay.
or as far as I've been using Indiegogo, you've been able to do the add-ons. It's with Kickstarter where they've just recently added that feature.
Oh, I think what happened was at the end of the campaign, maybe like if somebody was using BackerKit or something, maybe they could adjust
Yeah.
their selections on Kickstarter. Maybe
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking of.
oh, okay. Where I have all on Indiegogo all throughout the campaign, you can add on something like for me, the Canadian Shield #1.
Yeah, I like how Kickstarter you can add it to your pledge.
Yeah,
With Indiegogo, it can cause some confusion because a backer might refund something, and you might think that you lost the backer, and then suddenly maybe it turns out they backed another
yeah,
perk or tier or whatever.
yeah.
I've backed over 100 campaigns if you count both Indiegogo and Kickstarter.
Well, I had a funny one. Somebody in this campaign, they backed, then they unbacked, and then they backed the same thing, all within like
Huh.
the same day, or probably the same hour, or probably or
I
less.
don't I don't know if I've ever unbacked it. Like there's been cases where I got refunds, and that wasn't.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that was the on the creator side of thing. The comic book creator, not God's side of it. Well, who knows? Maybe God inspired them to do that. I don't know for their campaign. But I haven't actually. I don't remember ever asking for a refund from anyone.
Yeah. Well, I've had the refund thing a couple times, and that's before the campaign ends usually. So, it's not even. I don't even have to deal with it at that point.
Yeah, I think what happened was I think There's been times I thought about maybe changing the level, backing at a higher level, but I'm not sure if I've done that either. But it's not like I'm going to get. It's not. I mean, as much as I've gotten upset with people being late with their books or whatever, I never once like refunded. You know.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff, did you ever figure out the thing for Amazon about whether you could have your book on there and like have it other places and sell it or whatever? Like we were talking about on Chris's that one night, that works? Because I might like to do an Amazon copy of my book. Get somebody to do a cover for an Amazon copy.
The funny thing is, I used to hear people, some of the people maybe more affiliated with Comicsgate. I want to be very okay. I want to be very careful. I'm not trying to criticize CG. I'm just saying it used to be people. I didn't hear too much about people backing, putting their books both on Indiegogo and Kickstarter and Amazon. It used to be more like just Indiegogo.
Yeah.
And
Well,
once again, not trying to insult any customers out there, CG customers, because it's like I'm just saying it was something on the part of some of the creators where
yeah.
they,
Well,
they,
hey.
they would use only one sort of thing. And then I
Yeah.
saw even EBS is using eBay, so
Okay.
which I think is real clever. I think it's like, you know,
So if I go just Amazon, put it up on Amazon without Amazon Select, I can distribute it myself and get it printed other places and stuff. Jeff. I think Amazon prints book allow you for distribution by other.
I've heard there's one place that will distribute it like in multiple locations,
Yeah.
but including Amazon, but I can't think of who that's through.
Oh, Jeff knows. He was saying that maybe that's the place I should go with.
I do think for like say newer creators, it makes sense to crowdfund their work, both to get the money in the first place to print it, as well as to get your name out there. Because even people who are like well established are still some people who are well established are still using say Kickstarter or Indiegogo or both.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm
It
thinking
get
of.
more because attracts more customers.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that's
sorry.
exactly what I'm wanting to do with it, why I want to put it on Amazon. You know, people just browsing through Amazon might find my book. Ingram Spark allows you for distribution to multiple outlets. Gary Shipman uses Ingram Sparks. So do I. I should definitely look those up. Uh, let me type
Now with
that.
Eric July, Young Ripa, he's so well known on YouTube. He's able to go and use his own website
Yeah.
to sell books. I know he's run into like a snag with PayPal, but he's someone who I think is actually like a businessman. At least that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But even EBS still crowdfunds books.
Yeah, and well, heck, he has books, other books up over on like different things up over on eBay. So you know,
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, is he does both, and I think it's clever to diversify, whether it be, crowdfunding in eBay or somebody selling it off their own site or Amazon or maybe all those options. I don't know. I think Chris and Diana were selling stuff on their own site.
yeah. Well, technically, I've sold the Canadian Shield #1 on my site, the extra books that I have or whatever, and I'm gonna do for the same that with my next books after I get off of in demand and all that. You know.
Well, I imagine you probably have to print some extra anyway in the first place, just in
Yeah.
case there's a damaged book.
Yeah. But
And then you got extras left over. You might want to sell them on your website
yeah.
or
Well,
someplace else, eBay or something.
yeah. Well, you could just print in extras what you think you might need for stuff like that. Damaged books. So you could probably put 10 or 15 extra, or you could do, you know, 100 extra books, or
Oh
something.
yeah, I think Ethan printed like 1,000 extra for one of
Yeah.
his campaigns. But
Yeah.
that's Ethan.
Yeah. I'd like to be able to print 1,000 extra. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, a minute. I gotta go to the wish room.
Okay. I'm gonna pop open the browser again and take a look at the chat. I'm on Discord and I ended up accidentally closing the YouTube chat. Let's see. Sorry about the silence. So, I can't remember. Jeff, did Rick read your message about what's it called? Justin's? So Justin's prints books, but they don't do distribution. So are there printers that also do distribution? I
Okay.
think Amazon's print capacity will allow for distribution by other outlets.
Okay. I'm back
You hear the
in.
messages.
And
Welcome
what?
back, Rick. I was just trying to. I didn't know I was probably reading messages you already read, but
That's all right. Let's see. Massive. You read or commented on the massive panda thing about Eric July.
oh no, I didn't see that one. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no problem. No
I
problem.
don't know.
I'll be.
I'm dyslexic, so I only catch certain. I didn't know which parts you had read, and I
Yeah.
didn't see that message
Well, you
either.
had said something about Eric July. That's why I was thinking you
Oh
said.
yeah, yeah. I don't really know. Some people say, oh, Eric made some like Vickyverse. She thinks that he violated some terms of service. I'm not going to say that's the case. I don't know. I mean,
Well, he talked.
sure.
He's went on and done things on this. You know, I don't think technically he has because how can you distribute something when you haven't printed it yet? These people are buying knowing that it's going to be a month or so before he ships it off. And as he says, lots of big companies do stuff like this for like pre-orders for video games and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what she was claiming. It would be. I'm not. I think maybe somebody would have to be like a lawyer to go through and read that and see. See. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm,
yeah.
and that's
Well,
definitely something I'm not.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, we know, you know, Vicky's a nice woman or whatever, but Eric knows more about what's going on with the situation than she does because he's actually in the situation. You know?
Yeah, it looked to me like I mean I could understand definitely the way I read it. It seemed to line up with what she was saying. On the other hand, I've never used PayPal and
Well, especially in that sort of sense.
for that sort of reason. So
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think any of us have used PayPal in that
I think
reason.
he's doing something kind of unique, at least within kind of our sphere of
Yeah,
comics. And
yeah,
so
yeah. But whether it's comics or not, like big companies do pre-orders for video games, right? Months in advance. 6 months in advance,
yeah, yeah.
where their
She was
customers pay for
she
it. And
she
Eric July
explained
is
it to
just
me,
doing.
but I can't remember what she said. So
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not hating on her, or anything. It's like
yeah, yeah.
she
It's
has a right to her opinions or
I'm
beliefs
really
or
sorry. I didn't want to bring up anything
yeah,
controversial, but
yeah.
managed to. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I do like the idea though that he's using his website as a storefront. I think that's a really good idea and I think that might be something um, in the future that might make sense. Especially, not everybody wants to crowdfund something. And I encourage people to crowdfund Rick's books, but I'm just saying some people might be a bit leery of crowdfunding. I used to
yeah.
be. I used to never crowdfund anything.
Or yeah,
There were a number of cases with like video game consoles where these companies are like, we're going to make this retro console, and then the console would never come out.
yeah. Let's see. Jeff Potts says, I know a bunch of artists use Jostens as their printers. However, Jostens doesn't do distribution. They print the book. You have to sell and ship it. Yeah. Oh, that's like most. That's just like most printers. Like even mix them. They'll just print them for them. You have to ship it. You have to sell them and ship them. They'll ship them to you once they're printed. That's
Yeah, I didn't realize that some printers did both. Because, or maybe I heard about that one time, but
yeah,
a lot of people I hear about using like distribution companies. If they're like a bigger creator, they might hire some company to do it.
yeah. I definitely. Jeff says, yeah, Lorenzo. I don't see the crowdfunding model being a long-term thing. Yeah, I don't want to use it long-term either. I wanna. I want to try and start building up my base where like if I know I can get 10,000 per say, or it seems like I'm getting about 10,000 per book or whatever, or maybe even 5,000 per book, I might just go strictly to my thing, where I have so much in the bank account that it comes up. I can print up 1,000 copies, no problem, to distribute to all these whoever I know is going to want them or whatever. Uh,
Yeah, do you know whether or not you're getting like new people through using like Indiegogo?
um, I think I'm getting a few new people more just by doing the circuit, if you will, trying to get on people's shows. I've gotten a couple people that way. I don't think I've gotten anybody from by Indiegogo itself. I did a marketing thing for um I did like an ad campaign over on
Yeah.
Facebook. Um I think that might have got me one customer.
Yeah, I guess it'd be hard to know because you're not going through and like you're probably like you got all these different backers and you're just fulfilling their stuff. You don't know who like
Yeah. Well,
like somebody might be my screen name's Mr. Ed. Well, that's not going to be
oh,
the real name
well,
anyway, so
I can also
it might be hard to tell.
I can compare with the list from last time, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I see.
You know,
Yeah, because I would think, yeah, okay, that would
yeah,
make sense. And then you might be able to tell, hey, maybe maybe this platform's getting me more customers than I would get otherwise.
yeah.
I see.
And something I'm going to probably try with the Kickstarter is you see, I'm not sure whether I should or not. You see these different people trying to get you for, $50 or 150. Oh, we'll do all this advertising or whatever for you, get, these thousands of people to your campaign. I'm not sure what they're called, but they do this for different crowdfunding. Anybody that opens up a crowdfunding. So, I'm thinking of trying out, one of them for $50 or whatever.
What does it do? I'm sorry.
It's hard to explain. They sort of do your marketing or your campaigning for you or something to that effect. For different amounts of money for different amounts of people.
Is this
Uh,
something like the Kickstarter or Indiegogo itself offers, or is this through
no, this is a
through
like a
third
third
party?
party thing. Like, okay, let me see if I can get. I think I might have one in my email about it, or one of my emails.
Yeah, I know Rex has put some ads in Alterna, Peter Simeti's comics. I don't
Yeah,
know if that's worked or
yeah,
not, but it's sounds like that might be somewhat affordable
yeah. Like, okay,
way of
uh,
advertising.
I got a thing in my yeah, email. Hello, his name's supposed to be George Brown. Hello, we take care of your campaign's marketing for as long as it remains online on Indiegogo with the most targeted service. We target the crowd that is interested in your particular project. If you want to increase your project exposure, then you can order a plan that is best for your campaign. They also do it for Kickstarter. And then they say
So,
that
how'd you
there's
find out about this?
well, they look for people that I guess that are doing Kickstarters or whatever, get their email somehow, and then they
Yeah, I would ask around and make sure it's legit
yeah, I've seen a
before
few of
using
the
it.
yeah.
Of
This one was called from Targeted Spot. I clicked the link, go over to their thing, and they got like five different plans. One for $50. Um and it says as a client of our standard plan, you'll have a valuable service as long as your Kickstarter or Indiegogo remains online with just a one-time payment. And here's what we'll do for you. Soon as you place your order, we'll analyze everything in your campaign in depth. We give this extra time and attention. This helps us determine who your target audience is and how to reach it in the most efficient way. Two, we will share your campaign with more than 40,000 active followers who are interested in your cause. We accomplish this through different accounts on Twitter. Then we'll retweet your campaign notification more than 2,000 times every day so that your campaign remains at the top spot of Kickstarter or Indiegogo hashtag. We additionally share your campaign with more than 50,000 real and highly active fans, followers, subscribers of your specific campaign area with different accounts daily on Facebook. Five,
huh.
and this is at the low end. The high end's a lot higher. You know, And there's a little bit more that says, I'm going to see if Jeff's saying anything with this.
Yeah, it would
Uh,
be interesting to hear if anybody, if any creator that you know have has used that
yeah. Well,
particular service because
I figure if I go with the $50, right, plan, even if it's 50 American, which I'd have to assume, you know, then
yeah, if
then
it's
it
legitimate, that's not much money at all. That's like the amount of money that I might spend on like backing a campaign. You know, I might spend $50 on a comic book and an ash can. Maybe gets there's some pins or like stickers or whatever thrown in there. Could end up
oh,
costing like $50.
and they say at the top of this, which I didn't read, we offer a 100% money back and satisfaction guaranteed, so your investment is risk free. Now, what their thing for satisfaction, you know, what's their clarification for whether you're satisfied or not, If I got one sale, I don't think I'd be really satisfied. If I got 100 sales, I definitely would be satisfied.
Yeah, that'd be
probably if I,
amazing,
probably even if I got
especially off
50.
of $50.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably ask around just to make sure it's legit.
Um, who is this guy? I can't. I've gotten many things like this. The company's name is Targeted Spot. I can send you the link if you want. Hey, here, I'll even put a link in the what you call it thing if you want to check it out, Jeff, and see what you think. So like I'm thinking for $50, it can't hurt, even if it's like it might be 70 for me, and if it actually works, gets a lot more eyes on my campaign and people buying. What can you still there, Lorenzo?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, if
Yeah, I was listening to what you're saying. I saw somebody was streaming, and I wanted to give them a like.
yeah,
You know, because they only had like like 3 viewers, and it was like, oh, so I went and opened another tab and say hello.
yeah. So it's
But
like
yeah, I was listening to what you were saying to Jeff. Well, in the audience.
yeah. So I figure it's
I mean,
worth
rest of the.
it's worth the try. I've seen this type of ad come to my email before, and I automatically think scam, you know, and
Yeah, yeah.
and it probably
That's,
is, but I don't mind trying a
well,
scam.
that's yeah. That's what I'm
Something.
wondering.
So I don't mind trying something I think might be a scam once to see whether it is. But for unless it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. But for $50,
Well, yeah, I'm always afraid that yeah, I don't. If I think it might be a scam, I wouldn't necessarily want them to have my PayPal info or credit card or whatever.
yeah,
If this is a scam, it's a better one than the stuff that would like offer to extend your manhood or whatever.
yeah,
I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember. Do you remember like they used to have just some really
yeah,
almost like some very adult oriented
yeah,
scams that they used to send people back in the day.
yeah. And that's their lowest come in. They have 140. They have a like $149 one, a 249, like
Yeah,
a 300 and $1,000 plan. But like for the $1,000
yeah,
one,
that doesn't. Yeah, that seems that's you'd have to be doing something really incredible for like.
yeah. Well, they say we'll share your came with for number two. We'll share your campaign with more than 500,000 active followers who are interested in your cause and will become and we accomplish this through several different Twitter accounts. 50,000.
I mean, so yeah, I don't know if there's any comic book creator who's spending, like within at least
Yeah,
within our community that's spending $1,000 on advertisement.
yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting. Who knows? Maybe it'd be interesting to find out, like, if the big guys like EVS are doing that. But
Like I said, I'd only do the $50 one. I would not spend the thousand
yeah,
dollars to check this out.
yeah,
And they're
no,
talking
no.
about retweeting 50,000 times. You know, and like will additionally share your campaign with over a million real and highly active fans, followers, subscribers in your Facebook, in your specific campaign area. Different accounts daily on Facebook. Like there was only 5 points with the first one. There's like 14 points with this, so they do a little bit more.
So I know that there's some people. No, I think Chris and Diana may have directly. They might have. I don't know if they did or didn't try Facebook. I'm trying to remember as far as ads. They might have
Yeah,
before.
yeah. I did some Facebook
I
ads.
think I think somebody advised them to, but I don't know if they tried that.
Yeah, that the worst that could happen is that
Have
you're
you
out
tried
50
that
bucks.
before? Like just directly using Facebook
Yeah,
for
yeah.
ads?
I did one for this present campaign.
Did you notice any difference?
Like I said, I think I might have got one person. I had several
Oh,
people.
okay. I see.
One
That one.
person actually buy. I think I had a few people comment on the ad.
Oh, huh.
Uh, Vasson says Mike Miller tried Facebook ads, didn't get any traction. Most of my sales have come from Facebook ads.
Mike
Says
Miller
Jeff.
tried that?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! I would think he of anybody would like benefit from an ad because he worked at DC, was it,
yeah. Well, the
for
problem.
for for a number of years, right?
Well, I know with Facebook for me, I wasn't able to really target the audience I wanted to, which was Christians, you know, that might be into comic
I
books.
would think that would be like a major category too.
It's not. They don't even have anything religious for a category on Facebook for going towards ads or conservatives or whatever. Anything religious or
Wow, that's a big surprise.
so, yeah, like,
Because I remember a relative of mine was being cremated, and I typed that into like a search engine, or maybe I typed it directly into Facebook, and cremation actually showed up in my like because there's a place to customize Facebook ads, and that really creeped me out. I
uh,
think I had mentioned something on Facebook about cremation, just wondering, different Christian opinions on the subject, and
yeah,
I actually ended up having that as like one of my targeted ads. So I
yeah.
would think they would definitely have Christianity.
But they don't. They don't have anything even in the slightest for Christianity. For
Wow.
to target your ads to on Facebook. Massive Panda
Yeah,
says
that
he's
doesn't
got
make any sense either.
yeah
Wow, that would be a huge untapped
market. Yeah,
customer base, I think, especially in America. I
yeah.
mean,
Let's see. Massive Panda says gotta head out to run some errands, guys. I'll check to see if you're still streaming when I get back. Okay. If not, go check out what's his name? Rex.
oh,
Uh,
the Devil Flyer Momentum channel.
yeah, because he'll be on. Jeff Potts says Christians are not a major category on Facebook. Yeah, there's a lot of Christians on Facebook that use Facebook, but they don't put anything for well, and to clarify, they don't even put anything Muslim or any religious stuff, no matter what faith it
Oh,
is, on Facebook for targeting.
I
Not
wonder
just Christians.
why.
I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like because I could see maybe a country like Japan. I mean, there's Christians there, and I actually met a Japanese Christian before. It was uh, a Japanese teacher, a Japanese instructor at the college. I don't know the current one, but the one at the time was that she was Christian. But I don't. I mean, I could see in certain countries, maybe certain religions like Buddhism or Hinduism or whatever might be Islam might be more popular, but just not having the option at all,
Yeah.
it just completely blows my mind.
Yeah, it sort of blew my mind. Like I went to do it once, and I I think that's where I stumbled, where I didn't see it at all and whatever, and I just thought, okay, I'm not doing it. It's not going to be worth it. And then Jeff had
Wow.
some traction, and I thought I'd do it again, and that's when I realized, oh, this is why I didn't do it before.
Oh wow. Yeah, because it used to be that we would even in my city, which at the time wasn't even it's not as big as it is now. It wasn't big. We used to have a Christian bookstore. I'm not sure if we have one anymore or not because people buy so many books online. But
Yeah, well, the Christian bookstores that we had around our area here are all gone. Jeff says he'll be back after these messages. He'll be right back.
I know on Amazon.com, if you look at a product, whether it be a Bible or if you look at a computer component or whatever, you're going to be able to see you can end up seeing a bunch of ads about for other things related to that,
Yeah,
and so it just boggles the mind. Sorry to keep going on about this, but that just blows my mind.
yeah, I know. It's crazy that
Wow.
they would segregate such a big thing. Let's see.
Man.
Jeff says what he did was he found books and authors that were similar to his for his novels when he went to do it. But unfortunately, he does have stuff like that, like Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, Narnia. But unfortunately, what do I have for Christian comic books to compare?
Yeah, you said there was that one company that had the license with Archie when you were a kid.
Yeah,
I don't. It doesn't sound like they might not still make those. And
yeah, they didn't make them on a regular basis, but yeah, you're thinking of Spire or Spear.
yeah, that's pretty interesting and pretty cool too. To be honest, I remember might have been after somebody, um, an adult read me Incredible Hulk as a kid, and I think I asked my mom about comic books, and she gave me some Archie comic books. But at that age, I didn't really understand what was going on. I think it was maybe more aimed at teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers, young adults.
So, but how old were you, and what were the Spire comic books like? Sounds like it might have been a different emphasis.
Well, obviously an emphasis on Christianity.
Yeah.
And I was probably in my early teens
Okay.
or just about to come into my teens.
Because I think that might be that. Yeah, that seemed like that's what the Archie books were maybe more aimed at.
Yeah. Um,
And then if it's talking about Christ, that might be yeah, that'd be
um,
something else that one could relate to.
let's see. Let's see whether I can find. I could probably easily find covers, but I wonder whether I can find anywhere to read them. Christian Archie comics. Right. Okay, so give me a sec here. Okay, now you can't see through Discord yet. Um,
Yeah, are you looking at Facebook or someplace else?
no, I'm
Okay, I've got a gray screen.
yeah, just trying to. Which
Oh,
okay.
hey, Sticky Art, good to see you.
Hey, Sticky.
This is Lorenzo Sleestack, by the way, and I'm with
Okay,
Rick.
so hopefully you should
Nice
be able.
comment.
Okay, yeah, there you can now see. These are just different Christian Archie comic covers,
Well, that's interesting.
and I pretty much have. Well, let me go over to it. There's like Archie's date book. I have that one.
This is actually way clearer on YouTube than it is in Facebook or, or Discord. I mean, not Facebook, Discord.
Archie and Big Ethel. Archie's One Way. Archie's Sunshine.
So these are published by Spire.
Yeah,
Wow, because they.
Spire Christian Comics. Archie's Something Else.
Oh,
Archie's Love Scene. Archie's Sports Scene.
this is interesting because stylistically, I'm not an expert on Archie, but it seems to fit the Archie style quite well.
Yeah, I think Al Hartley was an artist once upon a time for Archie. Archie gets a job,
Oh, so the person who ran the Spire company?
or at least the Archie part, Archie's Parables,
Okay.
Archie's Family Album. Archie's Festival.
Yeah, I'm
Ar-
watching on YouTube, so there might be a slight delay between what I hear you say on Discord and what I see on my screen.
Archie's World, Archie's Car,
Looking
Christmas
at
with a,
Archie's Parable right now. Parables.
and there's even one Archie and Mr. Weatherby.
I saw Sabrina.
Yeah,
That was
Archie's.
interesting.
Yeah, she might have been in one of them. I forget. I'd have to look. I have, like I said, I think
Yeah,
I
that's
have.
interesting. Sabrina and a Christian Archie book.
Yeah, well, she's an
So
Archie character, so
yeah, that's interesting.
there's one called. I'm not sure whether they'll show it, but there's one called Jughead Soul Food.
Well, this is really cool. Thanks for showing this to me. Do you still have any
Oh
of
yeah,
the?
I've got them. I still own them.
So looking back at things, how do the stories hold up?
I think they were pretty good, you know, for what they were supposed to be. Sticky says I
Well,
love
that's
Archie
cool.
comics. Yeah, you know, that's how I got into actually reading comics. Of course, before then I was watching, you know, Super Friends and Spider Man and you know
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Well, yeah, that was my experience. Was watching that. I mean,
but that's how I got actually into reading the comics because then I started picking up regular Archie comics. You know,
yeah. Weird thing is, I honestly don't remember seeing many comics at this. I don't remember seeing them at the store. But then again, it might have been that I was just looking for other stuff.
yeah,
I read a lot of Mad magazines.
yeah. I picked a lot. I think I picked a lot of my regular Archies up at a Max Milk. That was a variety store chain here in Canada. I'm not sure whether they
Yeah,
had them now.
they must have had comic books at the grocery store, or
Yeah,
they would have. I heard they had them at the gas station,
yeah.
and where else? I don't know if they would have at the convenience store. That's where I'd find the Mad magazines though. When I was around really 12 or 13, I think is when I got into Mad magazine.
But as you can see, they definitely had a lot of Christian Archie comics, as well as there was different other ones too. You know that Spire put out and a couple other companies.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
kind of weird because I grew up not realizing like how good Archie was, like, and still doesn't seem to. It's like not. It's still people will talk about like DC and Marvel, and I know Archie isn't one of the big two, but still, I would think it would get more. I
well,
would think people would talk about more often because
it's a big name in its own right.
yeah,
It's not superhero, although they do have some superheroes. You know, in
I
Archie.
actually think it's kind of cool that they do their own thing, like, and then that's led to TV shows such as like Sabrina,
Yeah.
and uh there were some other shows too that were some older shows that were, I mean, even I mean, I know Sabrina was around 90s or early 2000s, I think
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
But weren't there some previous shows like
Archie.
Josie, was it Josie and the Pussycats? Was
Yeah.
that
Well, for a
Archie?
cartoon, Archie had also cartoons before that too. So yeah, there was lots of stuff for Archie way back when.
I don't know if it's any good, but I know that they've got like a Riverdale now.
Oh,
I've heard I've heard people say it was pretty bad.
it is.
So,
It's not
well,
a.
I tried watching the reboot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but it seemed like a little too serious
Yeah.
for
Well,
me to.
it technically wasn't a reboot of Sabrina from the '90s or 2000s. It was just another Sabrina show.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think, like, considering like how media has gone these days, it's not a surprise that are these both Netflix shows?
Uh, no, they were CW shows.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay, so we finally got the panel done. It took us a while.
Yeah, because I don't really like the writing on most like the stuff coming out of the entertainment industry
Well,
anymore.
well, it's
It's
not
not
that.
just Archie shows.
Yeah, well, it's it's a lot besides that because if you just watch, you know, this show, if you go watch it, it would remind you nothing of Archie except for the names. Like the first thing, one of the first things, apparently Archie and Miss Grundy had a fling in the summer before it's the movie, the series is supposed to start.
Wait,
Because,
is that the teacher?
yeah, because they
Oh
don't,
no!
because
Holy
they,
Toledo. That's
because
not
they,
good at all. That's horrible. I think that's
be-
a crime.
yeah. Well, the problem is they made Miss Grundy not, an old biddy, an older woman, like somebody in her 50s or maybe 60s, like, you would think she's supposed to be in by her looks
Yeah, yeah.
in the comics. They made her somebody in her 20s.
That's still like I'd consider that at least at the very least a conflict of interest, if not.
Yeah. But Archie was supposed to be on some construction job, and she was driving by, and she's seen him in his.
Oh wait, was he wasn't a student?
Well, he
Okay.
was as it was on summer break that they did this. Had the fling.
Yeah. So is he like in college age or
No,
something?
no,
Even then,
he would have been
still
in high
inappropriate.
in high school, right? But
Oh,
they're taking a break for summer. Riverdale's not a big town. Archie's on some construction site helping out or whatever, for a summer job or something like that, or he's mowing somebody's lawn or something. I forget exactly. And
okay.
she drives by and sees him with his shirt off, and then somehow something ensues or whatever. I didn't watch it enough to know much more beyond that. I like
Oh, that
uh
just still doesn't sound right. I mean, it still sounds like a
like
potential conflict of interest.
yeah
Even if it was like hypothetically illegal in the world of Archie, but
like
still, it just wouldn't be. It just still wouldn't be right if it was.
like this. I started watching the first episode and I couldn't get through it. And I turned it off before the end of the first episode. And I ended up getting through the first episode just because of one thing. To show my mom how bad it was.
So I had done that with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and it could be that it could be a perfectly fine series, but I just didn't like the pilot for some reason. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe if I watched it now, maybe I'd really enjoy it. I don't know. It just didn't.
If they didn't
It just
call
wasn't
their
what I was looking for
Yeah. If they
at
didn't
the
call
time.
this show Riverdale and have it associated with Archie, maybe I could have watched it. But because it was supposed to be Riverdale and associate with Archie, and this was supposed to be Archie and all of that characters, I couldn't watch it. It just
I just
turned
don't
me.
think that. I just think it's kind of inappropriate, even if they're around the same age, for a school teacher to have sex with the student, even
Well, I'm not sure
because
whether they
what happens if
had.
she ends up teaching him next semester or whatever?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure whether they had sex or not, but they were going out or having some sort of fling or whatever. Like I said, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I ended up watching the first episode, and then I started watching the second episode, and I couldn't get through it. And I haven't.
You let your mom watch it just to see how.
Well, that's what got me through the first episode, but the second, she didn't even touch the second episode.
So
And
she agreed that this was just like not good.
none of the characters acted like they were supposed to. Betty's parents were acting like they wanted to be, like the lodges, and they were trying to get Betty to act like that. They were trying to fit into upper society when, the Coopers never tried to fit in to upper society.
So this is another thing that this is something I've noticed a lot about reboot just maybe not reboots, but when they go in the modern adaptations, of like a popular franchises. It seems like they might as well just come up with new characters a lot of the time because a lot of times the characters have nothing to do with the original characters or very little.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are they even spending all this money to license?
Um, and well, again, you know who Mr. Weatherby is. Mr. Weatherby in this was
Wait, who is Mr. Weatherby again? Because
the fat principal.
okay.
You know, uh, I should be able to. Do I still? I don't have it up. I still. Uh, Mr. Weather. Okay, let's see. There's Mr. Weatherby.
I somehow got see. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I didn't really, as I said before, like I went and I went started trying to read an Archie comic when I was real little, and I didn't get too far.
Yeah,
I do think I have seen Josie and the Pussycats though. I don't know if he was on there though.
yeah, I don't think so, but here's from the Christian Archie. There's Mr. Weatherby. Now, if I do, let's
I'm
see.
really, once again, I'm really impressed with that art style, the Christian Archie. It's fun.
Yeah, there is Mr. Weatherby in
Huh.
Riverdale.
It looks a little different.
Yeah, just a little, eh?
Is that guy as what is the word? Rotund or
Well,
what's
Mr. Weatherby is rotund in the comics. This guy is not.
yeah, it
He's
doesn't look like it doesn't look like it to me.
he's black as well.
He looks yeah, he actually looks a lot better than the one in the comic.
You would not even connect these characters to being the same character, would you?
No, no. Did you ever see the Supergirl show?
Oh yeah, I watched like 2 or 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, I I think must have stopped watching just like in the second season, even though I actually liked the Superman character when he was on there, but I just I don't know. I think it had changed networks and the set was different, from what I
There,
recall.
there's
But
another picture of Mr. Weatherby.
do you remember Jimmy, like the Jimmy actor playing Jimmy Olsen? Looked nothing
Yeah,
like Jimmy Olsen.
yeah,
Like, because the one thing about Jimmy Olsen, like, that always stuck out was he was like supposed to be like a redhead, maybe even like a ginger. I don't know
yeah.
if that's
Well,
hopefully that's not
redhead,
meaning that as a slur against just saying was he like a
red,
redhead with freckles or something?
redheads, gingers are the same thing.
Yeah, but and then what? And it just kind of it just wasn't that, you know. Like he was a suave black guy. Nothing, that's like, and it was like, huh, that's just not his character, That was I really liked the new Jimmy Olsen character, but it just wasn't Jimmy Olsen to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember Jimmy Olsen being like someone like that would necessarily attract a lot of ladies either.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was bad looking. But
Oh no, but I don't think he. I think Richie Cunningham might have had a better shot, but I'm just trying to remember
yeah.
because he was always just kind of a side character too. I think he was actually more of a central character in the TV show, though,
Yeah.
because I just remember him as being just kind of like that. And it was kind of like he's Superman's friend, and what was he like a cameraman?
Yeah. He was did the camera.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was a lot different in the show.
yeah. Well, Jimmy Olsen has changed a little bit in the comics too, but
Huh. That would make sense. All the characters change over time.
so
I guess it could take place in a parallel universe,
yeah, something like that.
because I think a lot of the stuff that happens on the TV shows might not be part of the main canon.
This is true.
I remember hearing that Superman and Lois were married before it happened on Lois and Clark. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I seem to remember that.
they were married in the comics before then.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how canonical that TV show was, but I did get a lot of
Oh,
enjoyment out of that.
oh, that TV show wasn't even close to canonical.
I thought it
uh,
was I thought it was a fun thing at the time.
yeah, I don't think they've had a TV show yet. Well, except for maybe the 50s or 60s with George Reeve was the closest that I think they've ever come to canonical in the
I used to watch that on
uh,
Nick at Night before, and I don't know if it ended up on TV Land as well, but I remember going over to my aunt and uncle's house. They had Nickelodeon before I had it,
yeah.
and because they were in a different city, and I don't know, they had different things on their cable, or maybe they had a better cable service than my parents had, or whatever. Sort of expanded cable, and it was interesting watching those old school Christopher. What was it?
George Reeve.
George Reeves, not Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, there's George Reeve and then there's
Yeah,
Christopher
Christopher
Reeves.
Reeves.
One has
Yeah,
an S on,
yeah,
one
those old.
doesn't.
Huh?
One has an S on the end, one doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember watching those, and it's like it was interesting, but on the other hand, to me, it kind of you can definitely tell it's kind of a product of its time, and and I'd say the same thing about Lois and Clark. That was a product of its time.
Yeah, but like I said, the closest I'd say that the Adventures of Superman is what it was called. Is the closest that I'd say any TV show came to be canonical.
Yeah,
Because back then they tried to follow the source material. I think a little closer. Nowadays they don't care about the source material. They just want something that they think will get people to their seats, forgetting that people want to see that source material, in live action.
Yeah, I think when it aired, I haven't rewatched it since. Well, maybe I did rewatch it a little later, but I haven't watched it lately. But when it aired, Lois and Clark, it was seemed like kind of a fun spin on Superman.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
because Dean Cain, I like his acting, and what's her name? Was it
Terry
Hatcher?
Thatcher, Terry Thatcher, Hatcher, whichever. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not trying to demean any of the other shows. Like Smallville was great. So was that one. Lois and Clark. The Superboy live action show that they had back in the '80s was all right too. They were, some of them were good for their time or whatever. But I don't think any of them I would say were all that canonical. Anywhere close to it.
yeah, that would make sense. I mean, it's probably what happened was there were some TV writers and they had some the basic characters.
Yeah, but yeah,
They
there's
had
the
these
thing.
characters that shared the same name, but then they probably came up with their own storylines.
Yeah, and as much as they weren't canonical, they did treat the characters, make them like the characters that they were in the comic books. Okay, maybe things didn't go the same timeline as the comic books, but you could tell these were the same characters. Unlike Riverdale.
I see. Yeah, yeah. Nowadays, gosh, I don't know. I could just imagine them making Lex Luthor out to be some hero or something.
Yeah. Well,
If that
heck,
hasn't been done already.
oh, it's been done in the comics. But even, well, heck, even the original Sabrina was nothing like the comic books. And I'm not sure how I'd say how close it was to the comics or not. I think that was just more a name only thing too. Really, I think they transitioned some of the ideas into the comics because in the original comics, the her aunts dressed like witches. Because they were witches. They had the cauldrons and all
So they
that.
were trying to keep that all a secret, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they
Like
were
she was
trying to.
trying to she was posing as just a regular schoolgirl who, and she
Yeah,
wasn't supposed to show off her magic powers,
I'm not sure
or
how
that.
much of that part was in the comics, though. I think she tried
Yeah,
to keep it hidden.
I just know that on the TV show they kept that a big secret.
Yeah, I think she kept it hidden in the comics just because, like she didn't want to stand out as a person. You know,
I see.
you
Yeah,
know, you know.
and they didn't want, but I think there were kids who would come over to the house, and so the.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess they could have worn witches' clothes when people weren't visiting.
yeah, but even in the comics, if people were visiting, they'd still be wearing the, you know, co-
Oh,
thing.
that's interesting. Wow,
Let's
I
see.
wouldn't imagine that. So
Uh,
interesting.
1970s Sabrina comics. Let's see if we can get some images here. Okay, uh, there's her aunt.
Yeah, that would definitely stick out. They're running around broomsticks. Yeah, that's got a pretty cool art style, though. I mean, it's quite cartoony, but it's I kind of like it though. Is this from like the '60s or?
60s, well, 60s, 70s, retro cartoons, it's saying. Some of this stuff is from the car.
Wow. Yeah, I like the styles, the hairstyles and stuff.
Sabrina, teenage witch. I'm gonna take out 1970s there and see what we. Let's put comics in there though. We get too much of the TV show.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the live action.
Now, this is more a modern day take thing,
Okay, that makes sense.
cartoony version.
Huh. It's interesting to see. Of course, her hairstyle is going to change with the fashion of the time.
There's her two ants at a beauty pageant. Or
So, wow, even when they were
what is
in
they?
public, they would.
Well, it's supposed to be a witch's beauty pageant, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's not her aunt on stage. Her aunt's in the background here. What?
Still, it's interesting that they're. I even saw. It looked like the Cat Salem was in
Yeah,
on one of those covers.
and here we have, like they're having a picnic.
Well, that's. Huh. It's interesting to see all the different ways they've portrayed these characters over time.
At the beach.
Yeah, I see they have those Riverdale books.
Yeah, and as you can see in the house, the ants are dressing the same, answering the door to the salesman. Hair the same, which you'll see in a second. They're out skiing.
Oh, well, this is interesting. Thanks for showing me this.
Different.
It's interesting to see.
So I
I
don't know
think
how
I've
they.
seen some of the more recent ones,
Yeah, it's
but
obviously in this stuff a mix of the different stuff. Just typing it in.
because I know there's a recent series, and not quite sure how the TV show ties into that.
Yeah, I'm not either. But as you can see, she's been done a few different ways in the comics, but this is sort of the way I remember it. Her
Oh wow.
with in the whole witch's gown and all that. Her aunts,
Yeah, that's interesting.
down in the basement. Her aunts doing a thing. There's Salem in the background. He's not black.
That's a like a is that a cauldron?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. It's a for some reason the pictures are a little clearer on YouTube, but if I look on YouTube, it's going to be delayed a little.
yeah.
So I mean, there's less of a delay in Discord. Yeah, well,
They
thanks for showing me this. This is interesting.
Yeah, so she's been done a lot of different ways over the years.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
so.
well, they used to stick to just the whatever Archie style is. Usually, that's what they keep her to. I guess.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, it seemed like his fashion changed and his comic book styles changed. He would change.
Yeah,
But it
and
looks
that's
like
just
Archie always has its own unique style.
yeah. They change a little bit with the whatever generation it is. Whatever decade it is. And I can accept that. You don't want to see
Well, it
Archie's.
looks like the maybe the 60s and 70s. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I get that. You don't want to see Archie still driving a Model T Ford or whatever. You know, you want
Yeah,
to,
like or he's wearing bell bottoms or something. I don't. I'm just guessing.
yeah,
What he might do.
hit.
I'm not sure if he ever did, but I'm just saying that he's wearing
Oh,
some sort of 70s clothes or something that they don't wear anymore.
yeah, I get that. You want to change up the fashions for today or whatever. But
Yeah, that makes sense. He
I liked how it used to be very episodical. The stuff.
So you could just like buy one issue and would be like self-contained?
Yeah. Well, there'd be three or four stories in one issue of Archie or Sabrina or whatever their comics.
Huh.
It, it'd be three or four
Okay.
different little stories. You know?
That kind of reminds me of like maybe like watching the Smurfs or something. You'd
Yeah.
have more than one
Story usually. Yeah.
uh yeah, more than one story in an episode.
Yeah. I've got
And they
lots
were
of
kind of like
Archie.
mini episodes.
That's something that I have lots of too. I have lots of Archie comics. Well, between all the different, Archie, Betty, Jughead, you know.
Well, that was really cool. Yeah, as I said, as a little kid, I just didn't really
Yeah.
understand. It's because I had to deal with teenagers, but it wasn't like done in a way like
Yeah.
if it was something like Scooby Doo, you know. Sure, I think the characters are teenagers, but like,
Or yeah. But
but the storylines were aimed for little kids, whereas it seemed like Archie was aimed more towards teenagers, where
it
they were
could
maybe dating and stuff. Like some of the characters were dating,
well, yeah, well
or
Archie and Betty and Veronica. But sometimes you get
yeah.
out you sometimes there'd be dating stories. Sometimes it would just be people them hanging out, you know. Nothing about dating in any of them, you know, and the rivalry
And he
between
said like now, he said now in the TV show, he like hooks up with a teacher during some break,
yeah,
but
some
that's not what you would expect from
Archie, no.
Archie, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy.
I even think it's odd when like a student, like an adult student dates a college professor. I think that's kind of,
Yeah.
of course a college professor has to date someone, but ideally. But you said this was during break, which
Yeah, summer
still, yeah, that
vacation,
just doesn't
summer
sound.
vacation.
It still sounds like very,
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they did.
very different than the Archie he grew up with.
Yeah. None of the characters were who they should have been.
Well, that's too bad.
But we've been.
I remember trying to.
Go ahead.
I remember watching the Lost in Space reboot. I watched a couple episodes of that, and just I couldn't get into it because the characters were different.
Yeah. Actually, that I didn't mind so much. They seemed
It
very
seemed like it was
similar.
well written. It just,
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's
I
just
guess, the
because.
scenarios.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was a
pro.
big, I was a bit,
Go ahead.
I was a Dr. Smith fan. That's why.
Yeah.
And I think they just didn't like when Jonathan Harris is dead. I guess maybe they just decided to do it differently so that instead of trying to copy him,
Yeah. Well,
I
I
think they
get.
based it more like it's more like the tone of the pilot and
Yeah.
maybe the first few episodes of this before it became a comedy. Because go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, probably for me, I've seen a few episodes of the original, but I never actually got to see the whole thing. In thing, I know how the characters are somewhat, but not a lot. So maybe that's.
Yeah, because I think if you just watched it as something on its own, it's quite good. I mean, in that it's
Yeah.
it's it seemed like it had a compelling storyline. It's
Yes.
just I'm expecting Will Robinson to be one way, and
Yeah.
all the different characters to be a certain way, and they were just so different.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a comedy most of all, and that's something that it's not even how it was planned out to be. It's because the guy playing Dr. Smith, which I believe is played by a woman
Yeah.
in the show, that actor's like, oh crap, they're going to kill me off after a few episodes because there's no reason to keep me on as a villain. It just doesn't make any sense. And so he just kind of turned into like a bumbling idiot. He just started inserting jokes into
Yeah.
and then Irwin one day the show's creator Irwin Allen brought him in the office and he just told him to. I can't remember. I can't tell the story the way that he did, but it was like, it's just you continue to do what you're doing, or something like that, or I like what you're doing, or something. It's something. It sounded like he said just something very brief to him to keep up what he was doing. And so what
Yeah.
he started doing was he started rewriting the script between him, Will Robinson, and the robot. The
Yeah.
doctor, Will Robinson, the robot. He would rewrite it so it'd be all this comedy dialogue.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't in like an actual. He couldn't write like an entire show, but he was very good at rewriting, you know, lines. And
Yeah.
so in the original, it was mainly those three playing off of each other. But that's not how it was originally intended. I
Yeah.
think the reboot is closer, probably, to how the original show was intended to be.
or maybe the movie back in the '90s or the early thousands.
I haven't seen the movie, but I don't think. Yeah, it was supposed to be something serious.
Yeah, it was a little bit more, well, a little less serious than the Netflix series, but it did have a guy, Mr. Smith. So
Wait, so are you saying it? So you're saying it wasn't so serious because the what remember seeing, I remember seeing the pilot. I think maybe I saw
yeah,
the second
well,
episode, but the pilot like has a scene where one of the daughters almost dies, and
yeah.
it's
Well,
like I think maybe that was a little too much for me.
well, what I'm thinking is, if I remember right, and I could be remembering wrong, is I think it wasn't quite as serious as the TV series. It was serious still, there's life and death
Huh.
situations and all that, but
Because
I think there.
the original TV series started out serious for the first few episodes, and then it became real goofy, kind of like how Batman was, very campy.
Yeah,
Whereas it looked to me, but I didn't get very far. As I said, looks to me like the reboot series was going to be like really, really serious,
yeah,
and I didn't know if I just didn't at the time. I don't know. It just seemed maybe a little too dark.
yeah. I
But then again,
well,
I might rewatch it and enjoy it now.
yeah. It has 3 seasons. I think it's pretty good myself. But that's from, like I said, a guy that's I've seen episodes of the original, but I've never been I've liked what I saw, but I've never been a great fan of the show. And I just think, with the reboot, yeah, they need, yeah, it became, like you said, a campy show, corny show, But would that be really the way things are? If you want to do campy, corny, in that sort of thing, and I know they didn't have this to look for at the time, maybe use Orville as a way of
Yeah,
doing that.
we also had Red Dwarf, which was pretty much a straight up sitcom, but just like in space. And then, I mean,
Yeah,
that was out of England, but and I only saw that maybe a few years ago.
yeah,
I mean, years after it had aired. But I mean, we already have like all sorts of shows that are comedies, set in space. I mean, we've had Spaceballs as well.
yeah.
And what is that other one? There one with what's that guy's name? The Tim Allen, was he in one?
Maybe I'm not sure offhand. Tim Allen's done quite a bit of stuff. But we are coming up on the 3 hour mark here, and I think I'm done what I'm going to do today. Hopefully, I will be back on tomorrow, finishing up this page. Anything you would like to promote before we take off?
Oh yeah, yeah. Leslie Stackian's variety show. I call it something else each week, but it's every Thursday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. It was kind of went off the rails last week. Oh, I didn't send you a link last week.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Well,
that.
there was a spot that I could have grabbed the link.
Okay,
Uh,
that's good to know. Because it was like yeah, it ended up kind of getting goofy, but because people started trying to make things like overly like serious for what I had intended for the show, and
yeah.
talk about like child custody issues or child support, and I'm like, nah, this is not the right show for that.
Yeah.
And people just started arguing back and forth and, and trading pretty like real witty insults too. But I try not to I try not to have people fighting with each other.
Yeah.
That's not my normal show. I'm trying to keep things even like more positive lately. Even if I mention some stuff in the news that's going on with video games, movies, comics, etc., the TV shows that I think is kind of lame, I try to just include some positive stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we will see everybody tomorrow here at some point. Um, I don't know what time. I'm gonna start up. Hopefully, maybe around the same time, around 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
I'm glad I noticed. I think I saw it on Twitter,
Yeah,
or maybe I saw it on YouTube that you were streaming. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna check this out.
yeah. It's been a good session. So with that,
Thanks for having me on.
and be on the lookout for videos that I might put up. I'm gonna be doing stuff off screen coloring. When I get done a page of coloring, I'm gonna make it into a 5-10 minute video, probably 5 minute video of coloring up a page or whatever. So we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Have a great
Nicholas,
and
take care.
wonderful day.